Hello there, very good evening to you. You're watching Primetime Weekend News live on Newsfirst. I'm Sonali Baduge. Let's start off with a look at the stories making headlines tonight.
Army commander says necessary action will be taken regarding the unrest that broke out in Ratapaswala following investigations. The final rites of the student that died in Ratapaswala during the protest to be conducted tomorrow. Day-to-day life in Valley returned to normal. The CPC decides to accept a stock of petrol which was previously rejected for being substandard. Strong winds expected in the coastal area during the next 48 hours. 25 police officers in Brazil given life sentences for crimes committed 20 years ago.
Starting off your news tonight, issuing an advisory for the next 48 hours, the Department of Meteorology says that a sudden increase of southwesterly wind speeds is expected during the next 2 days.
They have further noted that there is a possibility of monsoon winds intensifying up to 60 to 80 kilometers per hour over the western and southern seas, particularly along the western slopes of the central hills. Deep and shallow sea areas of the coast extending from Puttalam to Puttuvil via Colombo and Galle may be rough and dangerous, with strong southwesterly wind speeds up to 60 to 80 kilometers per hour at times. Due to this, the Department of Meteorology said that coastal areas will be dangerous.
In another story that made the headlines tonight, the Colombo Crimes Division has recorded statements from persons over the tense situation in Ratupaswala, Gampaha. The police stated that statements were recorded from the injured and locals. According to Army spokesperson Brigadier Ruan Vanigusurya, the 5-member committee that was appointed has commenced investigations.
The body of KAD Akila Dinesh, who was killed after being shot at during the tense situation in Valley, is currently placed at his house on Helenbatta, Valley.
Can you return the life of my child? I don't want anything else. He had just left classes.
The funeral of Akila Dinesh will take place tomorrow at the Valley Public Cemetery. The office of the police media spokesperson said that a security program will be in place until the day of the funeral. Meanwhile, life in Valley and surrounding villages has returned to normal. We toured this area from morning until noon today. We witnessed how life in this area was returning back to normal. We also witnessed the manner in which shops and boutiques have been reopened. The police and the army have also been deployed in this area. Steps have also been taken to provide drinking water to Ratapaswala and surrounding areas. Water tanks have been provided to the locals in several areas in Valley as a temporary solution to the drinking water problem. The locals said that these tanks are filled with water at least twice a day. However, some say that the tanks are filled with water once in every 2 or 3 days.
Everyone uses this tank. The one who comes first will get water.
Venerable Teripahasirida Matera convened a press conference today.
If the proper procedure was followed, there would have not been an issue. I must mention here that I am not influenced by politics and I would not bow down to any form of politics.
There is
no political authority that has supported this program. If someone had turned violent to end this peaceful demonstration with death, I am not only saddened by it, I am against it. I condemn it. What has happened has happened. A young life has been lost. I have no way of stepping out. I do not have security. Our need is water. Don't talk nonsense here without giving us what we want. We need to shut down this factory. We need to clear out this poison. The people need water.
A group including opposition politicians visited Valiveria to inquire into the current situation. "36 people who were injured in the unrest continue to receive treatment at a number of hospitals, and one person whose situation turned critical was transferred to the National Hospital in Colombo last night. When inquired, a spokesperson for the National Hospital said that the injured individual is still in a serious condition. Several politicians visited the Gampaha General Hospital today to inquire into the well-being of the injured persons. May the eyes of the authorities be open to provide drinking water to these people. I also request the government to act in a manner that will not harm the public." The patient showed us the receipts they obtained when purchasing medicine. That proves that the government has failed to provide medicine to this hospital to treat these patients. The Ministry of Health has failed. The government took revenge from the people of Valiveria by attacking them in an inhumane manner and put them in hospital, where they continue to take revenge by making the people purchase medicine.
Former Sri Lankan diplomat Dr. Dayan Jayathilaka expressed the following views on the current political landscape of the country.
When we change the definition of the word regime, the danger of it increases. The military, which carries automatic weapons and is dressed in bulletproof armor, is used to clear a road filled with people demanding for drinking water. In doing so, an individual is shot dead. This is not something that takes place in a democratic country. I have begun to doubt whether various forces are active and they are using the popular president as a human shield and democracy as a human illusion to carry out their activities. I consider King Ravana as the first Sri Lankan citizen, and unfortunately he had a brother named Vibhishana. Vibhishana became a loyal subject of India. He brought India here. We don't need to repeat the same things that took place in that era. What happened through Vibhishana's intervention could happen through violence today. The same hand that was used to wave can be used to form a fist. So we need to ensure that we do not suffer another setback like the one we suffered during the 14th century. Dr. Dayan Jayathilaka expressed these views during the Professor Nandadasa Kodagoda Memorial Oration at the Sri Lanka Foundation's Institute yesterday.
Army Commander Lieutenant General Daya Ratnayaka says that following the conclusion of proper investigations, the necessary steps will be taken into incidents that took place in Ratupaswala.
The incidents that took place may have resulted in this action. We formed an investigative committee yesterday when we received word that the action taken could have been unjust on the part of the general public and the journalists. Various groups that may be acting out of anger or sensitivity could make statements. It is difficult for us to reach decisions based on such statements. The Army, as a disciplined institute, must carefully look into the matter. We promise to take necessary steps once investigations conclude. We are bound to do it. New Army Commander Lieutenant General Daya Ratnayaka paid homage to the temple of the Sacred Tooth Relic today. During his visit to Kandy, the Army Commander also met with the chief prelates of the Malwatu and Askiri chapters of the Siam sect in order to obtain their blessings.
On tonight's Words of Wisdom, we bring you the thoughts of American industrialist Henry Ford.
The only real mistake is the one from which we learn nothing. Henry Ford, American industrialist.
Investigations are underway into an incident where a suspect had allegedly hanged himself in a holding cell at the Baddegama police station. Police media spokesperson, Superintendent of Police Buddhika Siriwardana said that an ASP in charge of the area leads the investigations.
47-year-old Gamini Karunaratne from Borlukada Baddegama is believed to have hanged himself inside a holding cell. The police media spokesperson said that the deceased has torn a piece of cloth from his sarong and used it to hang himself. The Baddegama police had arrested the suspect at 12:30 last afternoon in connection to 3 separate complaints, all relating to family disputes. The police said that the suspect had hanged himself at 3:30 last evening in the holding cell and died after being admitted to the Baddegama district hospital. The police added that a case has been filed against the suspect at the Galle High Court over a murder.
මේ පොලිසියෙන් ඇවිත් උණ්ඩු කැල්ලක් අද්දියලා නැහැ. ඉතින් 12ට විතර ඇවිල්ලා මෙයා බයිසිකලෙන් ඇවිල්ලා පොලිසියට ආවහන්නේ. මේ නගින්න ගිහින් තියෙන කොහොමද අපිට ආරංචි වෙනකොට පහමාර සාධාරණ පරීක්ෂණයක් කරන ලෙස තමයි ඉල්ලන්නේ.
The acting magistrate of Baddegama conducted the magisterial inquiry into the incident and the body of the deceased has been placed at the Karapitiya Teaching Hospital morgue. When we inquired from the police media spokesperson SP Buddhika Siriwardana, he said that the investigations are underway. He added that there was no need to make a statement on it.
The police have arrested an opposition member of the Kalutara Pradeshya Sabha, Gamini Kaviratna, and his son over a shooting incident that injured 2 persons.
According to the police, the reason for the shooting that took place at the Vaskadua Wadiamankada area in Kalutara is believed to be a long-standing dispute between 2 factions. The shooting had been carried out targeting a house that is located close to the main road in Wadiamankada. The son of the house owner and a bystander were injured in the shooting.
I lit the lamp at around 6:30. Then suddenly my son parked his vehicle on the other side of the road and came running. My son yelled that they are opening fire and pushed me also inside. At once I heard a loud noise. My son was shot in the leg. Then we went to the road. They fired the second shot about 100 yards away from us. My son ran off, but a bystander was shot.
The 2 persons injured in the shooting were admitted to the Naguru General Hospital and the Panudura Base Hospital, where they continue to receive treatment. Member of the Kalutara Pradeshya Sabha, Gamini Kaviratna, and his son have been arrested, and according to the police, a 12-bore gun had been used to commit the shooting. Meanwhile, 1 person was killed in a separate shooting on the road opposite the district secretariat of the Ratnapura new town. The shooting had taken place at 9:05 last night. The police said that the individual had arrived in a car to the location when he was shot and killed by an unidentified gunman. The deceased, 47-year-old Mano Ratnage Chandana Vijitakumara, a father of 2 from Etoya Ratnapura, served as showroom head of the State Timber Corporation in Ratnapura. The police said that the victim was shot thrice in the chest. The police suspect that he may have been shot after he had stepped out of the vehicle. The police went on to say that taking into placement of the body and where the vehicle was parked, it can be deduced that the victim had been talking with another person before being killed. The police said that no arrests have been made yet over the shooting. Speaking to Newsfirst, the chairman of the State Timber Corporation, S. Amrit Singh, has said that the corporation lost a talented employee. He went on to say that he had no bad blood with anyone at the corporation and his death is a massive loss to the corporation.
A number of politicians reported to have been involved in criminal activities. The chairman of the Tangal Pradeshya Sabha accused of murdering a foreign national and assaulting a woman. A ruling party member of the Valigapala Pradeshya Sabha accused of murdering an individual. Former chairman of a Pradeshya Sabha alleged to have murdered the superintendent of the Nuri estate in Darnayagala hands himself over to courts. The son of the chairman of the Laggala Pradeshya Sabha arrested in connection to a shooting. The most recent incident took place today. 2 persons sustained injuries in a shooting said to have been carried out by a member of the opposition of the Kalutara Pradesh Sabha and his son.